Welcome again. I would like to thank Mr. Senegal, Mr. Brotman, Mr. Jelinek, Kimberly Clark, and all the Costco Scholarship Fund donors for allowing me to share my story. 3 years ago, I never thought I'd be in college, let alone on this stage speaking to people who've invested in my education, who've given me a chance. My story starts as a 16-year-old sitting in a Seattle public library by books and people who didn't know my secret. The library was my safe place amidst the chaos I went to sleep to most nights. I was homeless, and nobody knew. But it wasn't always like that. I grew up in the Central District of Seattle without a father and a single mother, 3 older sisters, and a happy family. Things were normal. We didn't have much, but the love kept us warm on nights. While my mom worked multiple jobs, my sister stepped up to raise me. They taught me how to think for myself, look for myself, and fight for myself. But when it came down to it, sometimes the biggest battles we have to go through alone. And as times moved on, my mother struggled to pay the bills. The love remained, but the struggles continued to intensify. Maintaining the home became a constant struggle for my mother. There were days when I came home and I was forced to play hide and seek with my sisters because there was no electricity. Days where the water ran dry, and nights where there weren't enough blankets to keep us warm. One day after school, I walked up to the steps, already knowing what the white sign on the door meant. It meant the same as no water, the same as no electricity, the same inevitability that was staring me in the face day after day. We were getting evicted. That was the day the sky started falling. The little security I had was gone. That was the day I packed the contents of my life into a backpack and started knocking on friends' doors asking for places to stay. And it continued like that for months. Friends became family and libraries became sanctuaries. I only went to school a few days a week when I could hitch a ride with friends. Uncertainty dictated my days. The fear of not knowing where I'd lay my head that night became a daily routine. And still, no one knew, or so I thought. That fateful day at the library, I picked up the phone and dialed a number, not knowing what to expect. On the other end was Adam, my high school teacher. Before I knew it, I was sitting in Adam's passenger seat talking about all the school days I missed. He knew. And it was then when Adam leaned over and said, "David, in whatever capacity it may mean, I have a place for you." Okay, I was 16 at the time and I didn't really know what capacity meant. But I could tell he was willing to change my life, and he did. He lifted me out of homelessness and started talking to me about college. For the next 2 years, I soared through high school, and before I knew it, I was applying to the University of Washington. Not only did I get in, but I was ready to make my mark. When I got the Costco scholarship, I didn't really think it was real. I thought someone was playing a really, really mean joke on me. I read, reread, read some more, thought about it, came back, and continued to read the letter. I was overwhelmed by disbelief. Every time I saw the word congratulations, I cried. My mom cried. And Adam cried a little bit too. And it warms my heart to know that they, along with Adam's wonderful wife Linda and my little brother Trey, are sitting in the audience today. Thank you. The Costco Scholarship is an investment that allows me to dedicate my time pursuing the greatness the people in this room have set up for me. Here's a small list of what this scholarship has allowed me to do over this past year. For 2 months, I investigated architecture with the National Science Foundation. I've delved into cellular analysis with the UW's bioengineering lab. I've uncovered the secrets to solar innovation in a material science lab. And I joined a little company called Scholarship Junkies. We support students all across the nation and even the world in pursuing scholarship success. And I got a little promotion, so nowadays they call me executive director. And still I make time to watch cartoons every weekend and enjoy the free time of being an engineer. But to everyone in this room, I want you to leave here remembering that before any of us were Costco scholars, There were people who thought we were something and encouraged us to apply to college. Before we ever sat in the classroom, read a book, or started to change the world, there was someone willing to invest in our potential, a real shot at pursuing the most unbridled happiness. My sisters taught me how to fight, and now I devote my life to fighting for all the students who've traveled a similar path. I hope you'll keep on taking the good fight with me. Sisie, mgoy, gaman, gracias, arigato, salamat. In as many languages as I can imagine, thank you. Thank you for serving as vessels for hope and as catalysts for change. I thank you for investing in us scholars, enough to create true change in the lives of so many. Thank you for believing in the power of hope, enough to make a difference.